Do low voice. Do a high one.
You gotta test it out, right? Gotta get
That's
that
right.
microphone going.
Yeah.
I got you, dog.
We're back, son.
We back. Episode number 110.
I told you we weren't going to stop. I told you we weren't going to stop.
Well, the last couple weeks, we haven't had one, dog.
It's been a little...
It's been like 2-3 weeks,
it's been
right?
a little crazy.
I've heard there have been mutterings and complaints filed.
Sit your ass down, be humble. That's what you should do.
Shit. Also, I mean, for a few reasons, right? Like, I've been busy. You've been busy.
It's been crazy, actually. We've been busy. Normally, we're like, oh, I'm just getting blown. I can't do it. And then you're like...
Is that happening?
Yeah. And you're like, oh, man, I'm knee deep in this poon. And I'm like, I'm not mad at it, man. I remember how that was before I've been on lockdown forever now. And so... I'm like, okay, yeah. But no, we actually had shit to do the last few weeks.
You've actually been working weekends too, right?
Yeah.
Like, you've been working a little bit more.
Last week, I don't know what we were doing. We get stuck doing stuff
I went out of
now.
town, right? Heard I come back. I came back by last weekend.
Yeah, it's just stuff to do. And then it's actually been crazy. We've actually been busy. Not just putting it off. Like, I know 1 week, like, the last time we took a break for a while, we were just putting it off. We're like, yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Well, because we're trying to catch up, right?
Yeah,
but I think
these last few weeks here, we actually had shit to do. I'm like, damn, we're like adults now, man.
I did the math, but I think if everything works as planned and we keep putting one out a week, by the end of October, we'll be caught up.
There we go, man.
So I think and that's including the ones we'll be making as we near there. So we'll be good to go.
I think the plan is once we're caught up, then we'll actually have to be on our game and do one week.
And I'm hoping that by then I'll have my other podcast up and running, but whether or not it'll kind of come out.
It's called the Nutter Butter Podcast.
It's gonna be the shit. I can't think of anything quickly enough.
Girls We Pied Podcast. They'll tell you what the consistency was. Anyways, like I was telling you, man, I'm trying to get this job at the zoo.
What's the job description for this? You're to feed a tiger and get away alive.
You're Star-Lord in the Jurassic Park movie where you're feeding those raptors.
Oh, shit.
You're that.
You're like, back.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I got this thing that gives me jobs, and it's like Phoenix Zoo is hiring, and I'm like, fuck it.
You're like, I've always liked animals.
I wanted to work with animals. I want to feed giraffes. I want to ride one.
You want to ride one?
I want to ride all kinds of animals.
Aggressive. You want to ride a giraffe?
I like riding big women. I like riding.
You just casually sprinkle that in there.
I like riding rhinos. I like riding skinny women. Ride some giraffes. Ride some cougars.
Oh.
And then actual cats.
Oh.
So hey man.
I got you, dog.
Get it.
So what if you apply for it and then it's like a shit job? Like it's like, oh, you gotta feed the turtles in the aquarium.
That'd be pretty cool.
Think so?
Yeah.
I want some cool shit. Like put some meat on a stick and shove it in the tiger cage.
Wow. All right, that escalated quickly.
Well, I mean, you gotta have something to brag about. Because
I wanna get revenge. My secret reason is I want to get revenge for Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter.
And
I want to go over there. I'm going to kill all the crocodiles.
No, he got killed by a stingray. He's going to go in there and just start stabbing stingrays.
That's true.
Die.
Oh, I'm going to make friends with all the crocodiles.
And release them into the
stingray exhibit so I can eat the stingrays.
Shit.
And they'll be like, what happened here? I'm like, justice.
For my boy
Steve Irwin.
Shit.
I'm gonna pour 40 out.
If that's the case, then you should be going to all Porsche dealerships and blowing up all 911s.
There you go.
Your boy died on a 911, so you should blow those things up too.
I mean, he was just not a good driver that day. I can't.
From my understanding, I don't think he was driving.
No, he wasn't driving.
Fuck, man, that's not a way to go.
That's why I don't let women drive. Or bitches.
Wow.
Bitch ass
all
dudes.
Complaints can go to Ruben. But anyways, so last week, man, speaking of cars, let's get into this. So last weekend, everything moved pretty quickly. And ladies, stay with me here because I'm going to tell you about car shit and you're going to roll your eyes.
You're going to sprinkle some...
I'll sprinkle some debauchery in there. So then I rub one out.
On the car.
For protective coating. All right, so get this. So I've been talking about this for weeks now, how I wanted a car. I want a car, right? Been talking about it for weeks. I've been getting this itch, this meth-like itch to get a vehicle, specifically a Turbo Z, to actually work on and tune, right?
Right.
So I have been hitting the interwebs hard, all right? Hard, trying to get, I don't know, find out what's for sale, man. Find out what's available. And ultimately, nothing has been good. Nothing has been good. And I looked at one day, and something popped up in like Northern California. And I'm like, this thing looks clean, dude. So I didn't want to get my hopes up. But I started sending the messages to the guy. And, he would answer them pretty quickly. He gave me good answers, whatever. I sent me a lot of photos. We went back and forth about the car. Long story short, this dude bought it from the factory in 91. Like one owner only. Great condition for what it is. 91, dog. So it's an older car. But it looked great. So this was on Tuesday. And I was like, man, I got to jump on this shit because this is actually a pretty good deal. And he had some random ass number that he was selling it for too. It's like fucking 192442. I was like, what the fuck is that about?
Yeah.
But so I was like, all right, man, I got to jump on this shit. So I was like, when can I take a look at it? He's like, whenever you want. And this was like on Tuesday. And I was like, God dang, man. So then on Wednesday, work was getting a little slow. And I have the PTO. And I told my boss, I'm like, hey, how do you feel about me taking the rest of the week off? And she's like, if you got the time, I don't care. And I was like, sweet.
Damn, her boss was lenient
My
as hell.
boss is chill as hell, man. When I want to take days off, she doesn't give a
She's like, what, you're still here?
fuck. As long as my stuff's done, she's cool. Fucking motorcycle people. You would think on a rainy day, these fuckers would stay home. Anyways. So then I booked the plane tickets. Because I couldn't fly directly there. I had to fly into Sacramento. And then I still had to drive an hour and a half.
Damn, bro.
So I had to fly in, and then I had to get a rental car and go up there. And if I wanted the car, I had to drop off the rental car and drive the car back. I was like, it was a lot of things up in the air, right? And I was originally gonna leave like around 10ish because I'm like, I'll get to the airport without any traffic. But then I'm like, fuck this, man. You never don't want to be on a delay or anything. So I was like, screw it. I booked a 6:30 flight. So basically, I got to work earlier. I went from work, dropped off the car, Ubered over to the airport, and flew over. Right, everything went pretty good. Well, let me backtrack a little bit. I was all checked in. I was good to go. Right. I'm waiting. I said my terminal thing says B13. Terminal B13. I triple check it. I'm looking up, and I'm seeing B13 on the fucking sign, okay?
Right.
And so I'm like, I got like 45 minutes to an hour. I got time. So next to the thing, there's a coffee thing. So I grabbed the coffee. I brought my book. I'm just reading and shit.
We're just a typical traveler, right?
Typical traveler.
You're a pro traveler.
Yeah, man. You got to be
got
pro.
A book.
You
got that neck pillow thing.
Yeah, man. You can't look like an amateur.
No, you're ready to go.
Goddamn right. I'm a goddamn man.
Trying to get some flight attendant poon, maybe.
If there were some hot ones, availability, depending on availability.
Settle for a 5. You need to get one off,
Shit. So anyways.
Cream pie, too. She's going on a plane. You're never going to see this whole
dude,
again.
It's science, man. If you do some cream pie and you get up on 30,000 feet in the air, it kills it all off. It's like starting anew.
This is right. The little baby sperm,
yeah,
their
man.
heads explode.
It's like when you pump gas in your car and you hit that little thing that keeps track of your mileage, zeroes it out,
clears it
just
out.
Like that.
That's what it is.
It's science that sperm dies at 30,000 feet.
Mile high, the sperm explode. That guy's trying to challenge you.
I can see that. Now everybody's trying to hit me up. All right, dog, I'm going to get my car.
At the end of this story.
All right, so get this shit. Let me get back to it. So, B13, 40 minutes left. I see a plane. They're cleaning the plane out. And then I look up from my book, and that plane's gone. And I'm like, where the fuck's this plane at? It's like 20 minutes before. So they load 45 minutes before or some shit like that. And that means the plane's got to be there, and they start loading. And it doesn't leave for another 20 minutes after that. And I'm looking at this thing, and I'm like, I should be loading already. Mm-hmm. And there's not even a plane on B13. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So then, like, there's these little televisions that are put all over, so it tells you where your flights are and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So I go up there, and I'm like, now boarding. And then I look to the right where B13 is. There's no plane there. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I look over the thing. I ask a lady. She's like, oh, no, they're on A13. And I was like, A13? And the place is shaped like a U.
Yeah.
And I'm at the very end of one. I got to get all the way to the very end of the other. And it's not like a little walk. And I got like 20 minutes. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, speed walker. Because you don't want to look like you're running through an airport.
Yeah, I was saying, you don't want to.
TSA is going to tackle me down.
Especially with your big ass head. They're like, this dude's Muhammad Jihadi in this place.
Oh, by the way, speaking of those fucking lazy TSA motherfuckers.
I thought you were going to say sand people. I was like, whoa,
no,
dude,
no,
whoa,
no.
hey.
First of all, what's in your head? Because that never came out of my mouth.
I was like, well, hey, we got standards here.
So check this out. I go through TSA, right? Dude, I've told you my condom story, all right, through TSA, all right? This time I go through TSA, I'm like, it should be pretty straightforward, man. All I got is some clothes in here. I got an iPod. I got some headphones because, on the ride back, you never know. I might need some tunes, right? I got all kinds of shit. I also brought screwdrivers and some wrenches and some nuts, right? Because the way I figure, I'm like, I want to have tools if I drive this car back, right? Just in case shit hits the fan. So, of course, my red-ass backpack gets picked up from that the scanner. And the guy's like, whose is this? And I'm like, that's mine. I'm over here putting on my fucking pants and shit. Because they asked me to take off my pants there for some reason.
I'm taping my dick to my leg. I'll be with you in the second, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Hold on.
You just had me do a full body scan.
Hold on.
What's up. You know what's up. It takes time.
Let me get this Velcro back
That's
around
right.
my leg.
It takes time, man. God, be courteous. So I go to the thing. And he starts going through all the pockets. He's like, can I open it? I was like, yeah, man, go for it. What do you think? Is it just going to be like the blade sword? Just spikes going to come out of that fucking thing? What the hell? And I go for it. And then he takes out the screwdrivers. And he takes out my big long wrench. And he's like, and he puts them up to like a tape measure thing. And he's like, he puts them to the side. And then he grabs something. I'm like, there's some more tools on that one if you want to look, dude. I gotta check into this plane, man. Let's go. And he's like, he just points out the two screwdrivers and the wrench thing. And he's like, you can't take these on. You got to check them in. And I'm like, what about the other tools? And he's like, no, it's a length thing. I'm like, hold up. Is a certain length requirement for tools? Mm-hmm. Because the little wrench can do the same shit the big wrench can. If you're worried about me, like, unbolting a wall off of the plane, like, the little thing can do the same thing as the big one, and you're just getting rid of the big one because of size? Like, what the fuck is that about? Do you got like a dick size thing here where it's like, yo, bro, sorry, sir, your dick is a little too big. You can't go through TSA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is that about? So long story short, he's like, yeah, you can check them in. I'm like, I'm not going to check in 3 tools, dog. So I'm like, I got to go. So I'm like, fuck it. You guys can have them, all right? Fuck it. I'll buy 2 screwdrivers and a wrench. And so I just dipped. But anyways, I ran across the thing, got on the plane, luckily, and within like 15 minutes, dude, it was already going. Like I could have missed that plane. I would have pissed because I was waiting at B13, damn it. Anyways. All right, so the plane flies. That's not a big deal. I find the shuttle to get me to Enterprise. I get the rental car, which is like an Altima. Pretty nice. Look at these spotlights. I feel like I'm on stage now and shit. Then I head over to an hour and a half north to go look at the car. Long story short, I arrive there. Everything looks great. Everything's good. I drive the car a few times. I ask him a shitload of questions. I take a look at everything, and it looks great. So I'm like, I'll take it. By this time, it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Damn, man.
And I'm like, oh, dude, it was a 12-hour drive back over here. And I'm like, geez. So I'm like, I got to get on the road. So I get on the road, hit a little bit of traffic in Sacramento. Mm-hmm. And then an hour and a half in, the car starts acting weird. And I'm like, oh, dude, this isn't good. Like, it felt like the injectors are going out. And I'm like, fuck. Oh. That's an hour and a half trip in. Basically, back at Sacramento. I am like 4 hours away from LA. I'm like, God damn it. And so I just keep trying to, like, keep it steady because otherwise, like, it's kind of like starts bucking. Like, it doesn't want to accelerate. It's just kind of like having a hard time, and I'm like, God damn it. So then I'm like, what am I going to do? So then I was like talking to Splinter Cell on the phone, and he's like, just keep it going, man. Keep it going. Just don't stop until you got to get gas. And I was like, all right, man, I'm just going to keep going. So I keep going. I eventually have to get gas. And then while I had the bright idea, I'm like, let me look at the coil packs, which are the spark plug things, and take a look and see what they look like while I'm getting gas. I might as well just do a quick look over in the engine.
I said, pull out the jack I have just here for this.
I pull out all the tools I had. This guy's gonna take a gun out of his trunk. What the fuck?
What's a murder?
It's already weird enough when I take this podcast shit out of my trunk. So anyways, I go and I press all the little coil pack things in, and one of them just slides in like it was loose as shit.
Oh, okay.
And so when I popped it in, the car ran better again, and I was like, fuck yeah. So I felt better. But the plan was, now after I had one hiccup, I'm like, there's a shop that specializes in Z's just out of LA. So I'll just plan to go there. I'll spend the night, because by the time I get there, it's going to be late. I'll spend the night at a hotel nearby. And then in the morning, I'll see if I could talk him into looking over the car. So I did that. Shitty. The hotel was fine. I stayed at that hotel before. But there must have been a fucking train that just passes like right next to there, because that fucking train passed in the middle of the night, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And it's loud as shit, dude. Fucking shit.
Dude, where was this hotel at?
It was just out of Chatsworth. It's that whole area is kind of industrial-ish.
Okay.
But I'm just like, man, I can't get a fucking day of sleep no matter where I go. So the next morning I drive over there, and there was already like 2 Z guys there just waiting for these guys to open up. And I was like, I'm at the right place. And when the owners came in, I was like, yo, I know I don't have anything booked. I know you guys are fucking swamped. Any way you guys can do a quick look over? And they're like, yeah, we're just going to have to try to like do it in between stuff. And I'm like, cool, I'll wait. So I started talking with a whole bunch of the other car guys. And we talked and bullshitted for a while. And eventually he managed to look at the car. He found a small fuel leak, which I wondered if I had a fuel leak, because when I turned the car on in the morning, I smelled gas. But I think it was because it was so cold over there that the hoses expanded and weren't keeping a good seal. And so he replaced the hose. Everything was done around like 12 or 1. So that's 12 or 1. So I'm like, fuck. I got to get on the road, man. And so I started driving. And, dude, over there by Riverside, I started getting fucking traffic. Yeah. Like, bad traffic. Because by then it was already 2 o'clock. It was a Friday. People were probably getting out early. So it was just stop and go. Like, you would look at my Google Maps and it was red. It was red for like 40 minutes. It took you 40 minutes to drive like 8 miles.
Damn.
Like something like that. And I was like, God, dude, I was in first and second gear. And it was hot outside. I was like, dude, this is some miserable shit.
Yeah, man, that's why people go crazy over there.
Yeah, dude, I went crazy, and I was like, fuck this shit. I looked at the map, and I saw that there was like one road that was a straightaway, and I was like, I'm just going to take that one and get away from the traffic until I hit another green spot. Mm-hmm. Nah, that took just as long. Probably even longer, because all those lights aren't programmed the way they are out here, so you don't hit 2 green lights. You just hit a red, and then you go, and then you hit the next red. Mm-hmm. So I didn't like that shit. So that was a pain in the ass. So I was out there. And I was like, I'm going to stop by Boski's. Because originally, I left so late that I said, I'm not going to make it home in a good time. But because of the traffic, I was going insane. Like, I was literally going insane. I was yelling and shit and getting pissed off. And I called Boski. I'm like, what time are you out of work? And he's like, oh, I'm out of work at this time. And I was like, I'm going to stop by your house. And he's like, all right. So I got there a little bit earlier. I went to Boston's, got that fucking delicious pizza.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Delicious.
I still haven't had this
pizza. I know. I sent
pictures.
pictures.
You can't bring any back.
I heard that as well. I should have brought some pizzas back, but I just don't think they're gonna taste as good if you reheat them. That's the thing that's saving me right now, because they are delicious. Dude, that pizza is the best pizza I've ever had. I don't know if it's a franchise or what, but it's the best pizza ever.
We had oh man, we found that pizza. Remember that pizza we tried to get a long time
double layer one?
Yeah, we finally got that.
Is it good?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It's pretty good, right?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, you got to find a place that does it right, but it's good.
We actually found it by up by Arrowhead.
Oh, really? What's the place called?
Oh, we'll have to ask Black Mystery Girl. But yeah, she knew. She knew it was good though. But I gotta try this pizza. You guys keep talking.
Dude, it is good. We gotta plan a trip to go see Boski, or I gotta order a pizza and I don't know, Ziploc bag it and bring it back or some
there you
shit.
go.
I don't know.
Defreeze it. Get some of that dry ice.
That's what everybody keeps saying. I was like, I've never fucked with dry ice before. But long story short, I hung out with Boski for like an hour and a half. We just bullshitted, talked. Boski and the missus. And I left over there like at 7 o'clock at night. I knew it was another 6-hour drive from there or whatever. So I was just like, fuck it, man. Like I'd rather be going 80 miles an hour in like dusk or night than I would driving like stop and go for hours. That was miserable, dude. So anyways, that was good. But I managed to get back home around 1 in the morning.
Yeah, I guess it's not too bad.
It wasn't too bad. I literally got home and just knocked the fuck out. But long story short, I got a car now, dog. And you've already seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But you hadn't heard the story.
There you go, man.
It's on, son. I started working on it yesterday.
You know, you
maintenance.
Drop the engine, put some bigger turbos.
I'm trying to get that good going. You know
get that 600 straight.
Yeah.
Straight.
You'll know.
Horsepower.
You'll know when I reach my goal because time will start going backwards.
Oh, all right.
But the car will actually spin the world backwards. Oh, okay. Yeah, you'll know. You'll know. You're like, wow, what just happened here? I have memories of things that haven't happened yet.
That's some big goals, man.
Hey, man. Everybody's got to dream big, right? Was that shit? You shoot for the stars, and if not, you get on the moon or some bullshit like that or whatever.
Is that what people say?
That's what people say, man.
Shoot for the stars and you'll land on the moon?
Some shit. If you don't make it, you get to the moon or some shit.
That's dumb. I can land a lot of other places. I can land on the sun. I could die there.
Aim for the stars, and if you land on the moon, you eat some cheese or some shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't make this shit up. I'm just saying what some people say.
I could land on Venus. I could die there. There's poisonous gases there, man. It's not safe. Don't do that.
I didn't make it, man. I didn't make it up. I'm just saying. That's what's going on.
All right, well, there you go, man.
So I got me a car, dog. I'm excited.
All these people are starting to try to race you.
Yeah,
they come through here.
They know.
They keep blowing off.
They know, man. They know.
Rev their engines.
I got all these kids never learn respect from their parents. Like I'm gonna have to teach that to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to learn them some education.
You have to give them an education.
I have to, dog. Just out of respect.
Out of respect.
They gotta know. They gotta know what circa 2005 was like.
It's a different time, right?
It's a different time.
It was hard.
Yeah, dude.
They have this free Wi-Fi.
Man.
They have this Wi-Fi.
They didn't have any of that shit.
What is this woo-foo?
I'm like, what's a smartphone? I'm over here with my two-way and shit. I'm over here trying to like, hey, man, you got signal? No. What's Bluetooth and shit? What the fuck is that?
No, my tooth ain't blue. Stupid.
Yeah,
trying to text Nelly back on a Excel spreadsheet.
That's right.
That's when times were hard.
I don't know what the hell that was about. But if you've seen that thing, that's a two-way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a two-way. I don't know what the fuck's up with that Excel spreadsheet. Oh, by the way, dude. So check this out. Just before, that way we can get off of the car talk, because I know women are like, you just spoke for 20 minutes about car shit.
Well, tell us who you're planning to bang on there. You get some random TSA agents.
They're all like depressed-looking mofos that work at TSA.
Get some random bar poon put on there.
Dude, I didn't stop, man. I was moving the whole time. Before we get off the car topic, so without giving you too much information, because it doesn't really fucking matter, I paid for 3 Carfaxes. One, I got that red one that didn't work out. This one, I got the white one that ended up working out. So I had one free one, and I was like, I should use this Carfax. I paid for 3, right? So I was putting away all the records from the new car, and I found the VIN number. I actually found the old emissions test for one of the old car, the old Pearly, the old Z, the turbo I had.
Yeah.
I ran the VIN number because I'm like, I wonder how this car's doing. I just ran it.
Salvage title.
Dog, it's totaled.
Yep.
It's totaled. I looked at it. I guess the guy hit a guardrail, and the whole front end was destroyed. There's no pictures or anything, but it just gives you a description. So the front end was destroyed. There's frame damage. I mean, I don't know what the fuck that guy did, but
I knew he was going to mess it up.
It totaled it. He totaled it in 2015. I was like, this mother... I'm going to send him a text just out of disrespect and say, look, man, I can't believe you totaled my car.
I mean, 2015. That's pretty good.
3 years ago.
That's pretty good. Well, I mean, when did you sell it?
I don't remember. And that thing says that I sold it with 185,000 miles. That sound right? 190,000 miles or some shit?
Maybe. That would be right.
That seems like a lot of miles.
Quite frankly, I'm surprised it got back to Colorado.
Dog, that car was a beast. How many times did we do a ton of shit in that car? Never had a problem.
The way he was driving it?
The way he was driving it,
I'm surprised it got back to Colorado.
That guy was driving it hard from the get-go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was like, oh, here's the Fry's parking lot. Better take this corner.
Yeah, man. He was hitting that shit hard.
I was like, bro.
I almost want to be like, hey, man, is that in the South? Is that like in a junkyard somewhere I can pick up some parts from it?
You're going to try to Fast and Furious 1. You're like, I got the frame. I can rebuild.
I can rebuild anything. Yeah, man. So a moment of silence for Pearly. We'll do a moment of silence. I feel bad. Like, literally, dude, it was like I looked it up and I had a legit moment of silence. Yeah, like I was sad about
one
it.
Single tear come down.
Yeah, man. I spent hours on that car. My blood, sweat, and tears were in that car.
You're like, all the poon I got from this.
Is that what I thought?
Yeah.
I don't know if I thought that. I was definitely just sad about it.
Like all the poon, like all the pregnancy scares.
Oh, jeez. Don't put that on me. It's a moment of silence for Pearly. All right. So anyways.
That's funny.
Yeah, man, I was a little sad. I was definitely a little sad. What's going on with you?
Not too much, man. I don't really have too much going on. It's been working.
How's that work going?
You know, it's all right. It's okay. Could be a little bit better. You know why? Because they put us into a smaller room with all our people. And room's way too small for so many people in there. And now
I thought you guys go around different places to do stuff.
We do, but on some days we actually have a job we have to do in that room. And so now we got everybody cramped in there and it's a little too small. Oh, but, you know, the other day I take the people to go, like, you know, sightseeing sometimes when we ain't got stuff to do.
Right.
So we went to Cabela's. And, you know, because they have, like, stuff you can see there, right? Like, they got, like, they just got different things you can look at. Waste some time. Kill some time. Take a break from, you know, doing their job and shit. So, you know, just to get out a bit. Because, you know, nobody wants to be in the classroom, like, you know, 8 hours a day. You know, nobody wants that.
Right. So
I take them to Cabela's, you know, get a little education in. I'm like, this is a lion. Don't try to fight a lion. It's going to kill you. This is a bear. Don't touch a bear. I'll eat you. You know, simple stuff like that.
Right, right.
So we go to the aquarium over there.
Oh, they got an aquarium in there?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, Cabela's is pretty cool. They got a bunch of knives.
Yeah, they got a lot of knives.
I need
hunting
new
knives and shit.
Yeah, I need new knives. Took a black mystery girl there, too, and she was thrilled that they had all these guns.
Ooh.
I was like, wow, you...
So be careful, don't get a cap busted on your ass.
Yeah, she's like, oh my God, I shot that one before. I'm like, jeez. Like, I know you live in Chicago, but jeez. She's like, no, stupid, my dad's in the military, so I shot all these guns. I was like, wow, impressive.
But can she?
Yeah, she said she shot a bunch of them. I was like, all right. I'm like, I don't know if that's legal for you to do that, but okay, sure, okay.
Let's go. Why don't you take her to the shooting range?
I told her we could do that. We should do that.
Yeah, we haven't gone in a while.
No.
We should go to the driving range.
Should do that too. But anyways, yeah, so we're over there, and they got some cool fish. They got some big fish over there, like huge catfish, and they got some turtles and shit. So everybody's like, cool, and looking around. And then, like, the aquarium's pretty big. It's like almost, you know, almost as tall as this glass. So we're almost done looking there, and then we see one fish. It's kind of big, you know, it's kind of big. It's like, on a brag, you know, 10 inches, whatever. So, you know, it's right there, and it's floating upside down.
Oh.
And so I'm like, I've been here a lot. I'm like, that's not normal. And it was dead. It was definitely dead. And so they were looking at it, and I'm like, that fish is dead. But, you know, a lot of them didn't understand that fish was dead. So they're like, oh, that fish is funny. It's upside down. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Uh-huh. I'm like, anyway, so here's boats.
What do they do with the aquarium in there? Is it just for, like, viewing?
Yeah, just, like, viewing stuff. I think, too, it's, like, it's right next to, like, the fishing stuff, like, fishing department. So I think those are, like, some of the fish that are native here that you can catch.
That's weird, man.
There's some big-ass catfish in there.
Yeah, my dad used to like going fishing for catfish.
Catfish tastes weird, though.
I don't know. I can't taste the difference.
Really?
Yeah, fish all taste the same shit. Just depends on what sauce or bread they're in.
Damn, no. Don't take much to please you.
No.
Like Chipotle. That's it.
Yeah, man. My mom was giving me shit the other day. She's like, "You like Chipotle, huh?" And I was like, "Yep." She's like, "That shit's nasty."
Wow.
My mom was busting my balls about it too.
Damn.
I was like, "Damn, how you gonna do me like that, Mom?" She's like, "It's not good." I was like, "All right, well, I know what I'm getting you for your birthday."
Get her a $50 Chipotle gift card.
That's what I'm gonna do. And then I'd be like, "I'm just kidding. I'm keeping that. Here, have this perfume or something."
Get her nothing. Be like, you get nothing.
So get this shit, dog. So the other day I was at work, and I was like, I had to call somebody for something. I can't remember honestly what for, but I had to call somebody, and this girl picks up the phone, and we're talking, and she's like, I'm having her troubleshoot some shit for me, and I was like, yeah, da da da, and then she kind of slipped up. And she was just kind of like. She said like daddy. But unintentionally, like it has nothing to do with our conversation. I mean, it's not like she was calling me that, but it kind of slipped, but it came out too easily. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it came out too easily, and I was like, that ain't the first time you said that, and it's a different kind of context. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like I was at work and I was just kind of like just kind of laughing, and I'm gonna pretend like I didn't hear anything, but I found that hilarious because you know that was a slip up.
She'd be like, how many times have you said that before?
On a regular basis, is that your role playing?
What were you even talking about?
It had nothing to do with it, but I think she literally was like
I need these files done because this doctor needs them. Like, can you get them done, Daddy? Like, what the fuck? Whoa.
And I was like, tell me you can get those files done. Tell me.
Tell me to do it. I need them done before 5 when I call girl.
Yeah, but I'm just laughing about that. I'm like, yeah, man, that ain't this isn't your first rodeo and shit. Like you already caught a couple bulls and shit on the way in here. You know what I'm saying? Just like, which is hilarious because I don't know. She had an attractive voice, but I've learned over the years that like any chick that you meet is always going to disappoint you when they have a really attractive voice.
Wow.
Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? No, like it's very rare, right? For you to meet somebody that meets the expectations that you build up in your own head. And women are probably more, they understand that concept a bit more because women, when they meet a guy, even if they've already visually seen them, they already create an idea of what that person is like in their head. And a lot of times they're just up for fucking disappointment. Do you know what I'm saying? Because let's face it, like if you're a woman and you meet this guy and he's super attractive and he seems nice, in your head you're like, oh man, this guy's like the perfect guy, right? And then you start dating him and it's just like you start having levels of disappointment. And as a woman, you got to find a level where you're like, if he gets past this level of disappointment, I can't date this guy anymore, right? But if it's just above that level, man, you're just like, it's fine. It's fine. Because you're not ever going to meet the standards that you have in your mind about it.
Like, credit score is very low.
She's like, damn, one more notch down. Something else happens, one more notch down. Yeah. Until you finally get to a point where you're like, But for men are visual creatures. So when you pick up the phone and you hear this chick's voice and you're like, wow, she sounds very attractive. I'm into this chick's kind of voice, right? Because you could be a guy that's into like high-pitched girl voices or mid-tone voices, or like maybe you're into chicks who are like, yeah, hello.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could be that.
There's somebody
person.
out there. There's somebody out there. So
you're saying you can have a hot voice on
right.
the phone.
What I'm saying though is that like you hear that hot voice, at least what to you is hot, and then you in your mind probably picture some chick that is like super attractive, right? In your mind, you're like, let's say you were into like, I don't know, dude, I'm gonna date myself here, but let's say you were into like Carmen Electra. Back when she was hot.
How old are you?
Not too old. And so in your mind, you're like, yeah, this chick probably looks like Carmen Electra, right? And then one day, that stupid business bullshit that you do, and you're like, you meet somebody, and you're like, oh, this is whatever. You've been talking to whatever. We've been talking forever. It's good to put a face to the name, right? That's stupid bullshit, PC culture bullshit.
Never that white.
That's always like the business thing when you're like, it's good to put a face to the name.
I'm never that polite. Even when I talk to parents, I was never that polite.
Nah, it's a business. That's a PC culture thing, dog.
Like, I did just talk at work. I had to talk to a parent because they want to know what they did.
Yeah.
At work, and so they're like, "Oh, a parent wants to know what their daughter did today," and nobody wanted to do it. I'm like, "Fine, I'll do it." This parent was giving us problems for the last few weeks, so they're like, she's really picky at what her daughter does at the program. So I was like, fine, I'll do it. I'm like, I'll deal with this bitch. And I said that.
Damn.
I was like, I'll deal with this bitch. I'm like, they're like, you're not going to punch her, are you? I'm like, I might.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, I might. I'm like, here, hold my knife. And I gave my knife to the coworker. And so.
I like how you're disarming yourself.
Damn.
Captain Optimus Prime is coming in.
I think he wants you.
I was gonna say, somebody wants your attention. Jesus.
So I went up to her, and when you seen parents, you're like, oh, you gotta be like, oh, hi, I'm whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I'm the one that teaches your child 8 hours a day.
So I go to her. I'm like, what's up? What's the problem?
Jeez. They're like, sorry, sir.
No, I was like, what's up? What's the problem? But yeah, so I get what you're saying about that.
So. Yeah, long story short, when you play that whole like, oh, it's good to put a face in the name, and you see what they actually look like, dude, for a man, it's probably like four notches below.
You're expecting, who's somebody really hot? Jennifer Lawrence, and you're getting like...
No, I don't like her either. Pick another one.
Damn. I'm trying to think of somebody... Oh, Scarlett Johansson.
Pick another one.
Damn, son.
She was hot back in like early 2000. Now she's just looking weird.
So I'm trying to think of somebody.
Her personality is a little weird. Like she seems like she's high maintenance.
I don't know. All right, insert your favorite.
Okay, yeah, I was picturing insert my favorite person.
Yeah, and then you get like Goro.
Yeah, man.
Person, you're like, oh.
Yeah, man. At times it is like that. You're like, all right, well, I'm gonna be a little less nicer to you on the phone. Now that my fantasy has been burst, you know what I mean?
Damn,
it's like now that you're no longer look the way I think you look. Yeah, my fantasies are just gonna drop by a little bit.
That's messed up, man. It'd be meaner.
Look, man, I'm just giving you now. I'm not gonna be mean. I'm gonna be professional and nice, but I'm also not gonna be super.
Yeah,
nice.
I need these documents done
I need
at 4.
I need them now, please.
I clock out at 5. I need them done way before. Way before.
All I'm saying, dog, is it's true. It happens. And you're more likely to get disappointed. So never assume that the person is super hot. You're probably better off doing the opposite. Assuming they're hideous. And if they're attractive, then you're like, hey. Right? She's probably not going to be a 10. But she's probably going to be like, if you think she's a 4, she might be a 6.
5.
And you're like, yeah, 5.
So expect low.
6.
Go low. You're like 3.
I have the opposite approach because you don't want to be disappointed, so you don't shoot for the stars. You shoot for dirt, and if you come above the dirt, you're like, yeah.
You might get some rocks. You can turn these rocks into diamonds, maybe.
Yeah, man.
There you go. And turn this dirt into rocks.
I showed you that picture of the. Anyways, I'll tell you later. So what else is going on with you, dog?
No, I had a story to follow up to yours, but I don't know how to word it right.
We'll think about another thing. But you brought up earlier today. We're in early October.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Spooky Dick Month.
Spooky Dick. Actually, dude, we're technically mid-October. Dude, that's fucking crazy. It was just the other day we rolled into October, man. We're going to be like December before you know it. It's going to be like December 31st.
Yep.
New Year's.
Where do we how do we give the Spooky Dick?
You gotta put like a sheet over yourself with the eyes cut out, but only like your tip coming out. That's spooky dick, dog.
Okay, so
Right?
it's Halloween.
It's Halloween
thing.
edition.
Okay, got it.
Halloween edition dick.
There you go.
There you go.
What do I do for Thanksgiving?
Thankful dick. Anyways.
And then Christmas, it's stick in a box, of course.
Yeah, that's tradition. That's tradition.
You know, like Mr. Go hadn't heard about that.
What, dick in a box?
Yeah.
She hasn't seen that skit?
No, I'm like, well, you got a
Dude,
surprise coming your
sheltered?
way in December.
No kidding. What, he's sheltered?
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, we're already mid-October, which means I am going to start the unofficial countdown.
It's a little early.
No, that's why it's the
It's
unofficial
too early.
countdown. It's the unofficial countdown for Black Friday 2018. My annual sport. I'm about to hit it hard in the gym now. I'm about to get it hard because I'm about to get ready for this, dog. This is my sport. I'm ready. I'm ready to do a double leg takedown for some iPads. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's maybe if my parents don't piss me off, that might be what I get them.
An iPad?
Some iPads.
I got my parents an iPad last year. Was
Yeah,
it
last year.
Dude, they use the shit out of those things. Like
might
they're
be
playing
what I get
those
'em.
stupid games all day.
That might be what I get
long.
them.
I'm like, if you put as much energy in those stupid games as you did, like in, I don't know,
You know, life.
anything, you would be very
your life?
successful in
Yeah.
things.
In your life, I don't know.
But yeah, I'm about to do some double leg takedowns for some from iPads, or maybe some guard passes for some like tools or some shit. Train some Khabib shit. I'm gonna tie the legs up.
Khabib.
What? Why? I could tell. I saw that just honking. I was like, what the hell's going up with the honking? Jeez. Anyways. No, you're good. So, I'm ready. I'm ready,
I
dog.
see it in your face, man. You're getting ready.
Man, I'm ready.
Start hitting those weights hard.
I'm gonna start hitting the weights hard. I'm gonna start trying to do like 2 a days in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck.
I'm trying to do some cardio. You gonna see that Rocky
Go to
montage?
striking competitions.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna get real into that. I'm gonna start doing real good plum choke, so I can do some knees.
Wow.
Throw
Get
that
that-
guy, put another teep, and then
You're like, this is my tent.
Yeah, man.
This is my $10 printer.
How about that game, dog? I'm all about that competition. You saw me in laser tag. I'm all into the competition, dog. This is another reason why whenever people are like, you should compete in a tournament, I was like, nah, man. Because if I compete in a tournament, I'm going to put a week of PTO on my fucking schedule.
Wow.
And I'm going to be training like a demon. And then when a competition comes, I'm just going to be like rolling through motherfuckers.
You're going to be like on the, what was it, Creed 2 trailer, how I was training?
Yeah, man. I'll be
But
like
the whole
that
trailer is just
the whole
him
time.
training?
Just shirtless.
Yeah. Just
flexing.
You got me hitting you with a tire, apparently.
Fucking pool noodles and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, the other day, my coach brought us some pool noodles. I fucking started laughing.
You're just on the floor.
I was like, oh shit, he brought out pool noodles. But they do it all the time because you got to get that head movement. And it's just like, tat, 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 tat. Pool noodles.
You'll be like, where you at, Where you at? Where you at, boy?
Where you at? Playing touch butt in the park and shit?
Where you at, People are like,
Yeah,
what are you
man.
talking about?
I'm ready.
It's an inside joke.
So get them lists together. If anybody needs anything for Black Friday,
I got you.
get me an early...
That's our side business this year.
That's right. Give me a
Got you.
list.
Guaranteed.
Send me a list to Monday's
We don't got any
locker
more.
room, Monday's mail sack at
Mondays
Yahoo.
at AOL.com.
There you go. Whatever it is, give me some of that shit. I might consider getting you your product.
All right.
I might consider getting you your product.
I feel like this one wasn't as debaucherous as it could have been.
Oh, you want some debauchery? I got some debauchery.
I
for you.
had one too.
right.
I was gonna follow up on your story. All right, I don't know how, because you said that chick called you daddy for no reason.
She kind of slipped it out. I think she might have been talking to somebody from like around.
That's even worse.
She's
She's
over here
calling
like-
her boss daddy. So I got that done.
I don't
for
know,
you,
man.
daddy.
All I know is I remember her saying it, and I was like, I looked around. I was like, where am I at right now? Like, this isn't like my normal location where I'm hearing these words.
This isn't the hotel on 35th.
What? Oh, damn. Doing me dirty. So what you had? What?
So me and Black Mystery. I don't know how. That's what I was trying to figure out. I'm like, how did we even say this? I think she was like, oh, something. She's like,
something.
Yeah. She's like, oh, something. What are you? I think she was like, what porn are you watching? Or we're talking about something like that randomly.
You're like Kermit. I'm still on that Kermit tip.
You know, I looked that up one day.
I bet you did. You're like, yeah.
People are weird. People are weird.
That's the problem. Sometimes your curiosity gets the best of you, and you can't unsee some of that shit.
No, I can't. I just had a dark moment right there. I got to drink
that's
later.
the problem. You got to get away from that shit.
Anyways.
Fight your urges to look up Google shit that you're going to regret.
Yeah. So
like when people are like, oh, look, here's a video of this guy getting beheaded. I'm like, no, I'm good, bro. Thanks.
Oh, if you're watching that on the regular, you need help.
I'm like, no, I don't subscribe to Jihad Osama bin Laden 22 at fucking Instagram. I'm good. Thanks, though. Appreciate it. Please don't tag me on these anymore.
I'm calling the FBI agent on my phone.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, check out Ed's shit. Here's his link.
Yeah, fuck that, dog. But anyways, yeah, you can't see some of that shit, dog.
So, yeah, I don't know how she said it or what happened, but she's like, oh, what are you into or something like that? And I thought she was like, she said, oh, she's like, oh, I'm going to call you Granddad. And I was like, what? And I was like, what? Because I think because as I've said before, her cell phone is broke ass, T-Mobile connection. You can't hear a shit. Not like us. We got that professional Verizon,
That's
dude.
right, son.
I can call you underwater.
That's right. Dude, there's
clean connection.
There is very few times in that trip over where I didn't have service.
Exactly.
Very few.
Exactly. That's what we pay.
Very few.
That's why we pay for it.
Very few.
Exactly.
Like 2.
Exactly. So I couldn't hear her right. So I'm like, what? Did you say you're into granddad porn? She's like, no. Or yes or something. I still couldn't hear her. I'm like, wait, so you wanna do some role playing as where I'm the granddad and you're the granddaughter? I'm like, that's a little weird. She's like, no, that's not what I said. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I thought you were into that. I was like, okay. I was thinking stories in my head already. I'm like, yeah, good granddaughter.
Creepy.
I'm like, come here, let me show you how we did it back in my day and age. I'll give you this good depression,
Gross.
But
what does she mean?
I forget what
She's like, I'm into jet ski porn. Like, what?
Yeah,
fuck is that?
I don't even think we were talking about. It was something completely random, but I just heard it wrong. So from there, I just started going on about random shit. I was like, yeah.
It's like jet ski porn is when the girl sits in the part where the water shoots back out of the fucking jet ski.
Oh, wow.
She's into I'm into that.
No. It was something completely different.
Speaking of which, man, that's a good point, man. I was, every time you like talk to girls or whatever, they're like, oh, what are you into? When you get to that level where you start talking about sexual stuff, like they start asking like, oh, what are you into? I'm always kind of like, what the fuck are you looking for? Like, you know what I'm into? I'm into like normal sex and shit. That's real good for me. That's great. Like, what are you looking for? Like, you need to have sex like off a bungee cord as you're going down fucking into the earth or some shit. Like, what the like you need that rebound thrust as you're whipping back up the fucking bungee.
That's why I thought I heard. I'm like, oh, so you want? All right. I'm like, okay, I can be the granddad. I'm like, good granddad. Here's your new toy. Come here. Get this grandpa dick.
Get this grandpa dick. Oh my God. Nobody should be saying that out loud.
I thought it was weird too, man. But I'm like, hey.
Oh, that's disturbing on so many levels. Ugh. Anyways. Yeah, man. I don't get that. I don't get that like discussion of like, oh yeah, like what are you into? Like everybody's gotta have a thing. Like everybody's like, oh, it's choking, or I'm into slapping, or like, okay, those I'm willing to be like, all right, man, that's almost like normal now.
I take a class for choking.
That's almost. Here's my schedule. I'm only Tuesday, Thursdays, but if you want a Wednesday class, I might be able to fill up a room of 20. But yeah, like I guess those are starting to become very typical, right? Because I think, as we've mentioned a million times in our podcast before, like porn is a good indicator of what like the normal thing is in sexuality for people, and so now that's very common in sex. So I think it's very common in normal people's sex, not just in porn. But when girls have that conversation, like, what are you into? I'm like, what do you, yeah, I'm going to start fucking with people. I'm going to just be like, yeah, I like dressing up in a Kermit-only furry suit, and I like to only be limp and not hard, while you have to be in a Donkey Kong suit, and you got to try to find what I call find the banana. Like, just to fuck with people, right? Because, like, my whole thing's always been like, you know what I'm into? I'm into sex. And that's all great.
I like my...
Heavy petting, that's great, too.
I like my part A to go into your part B, and we make magic.
Exactly. It's like when you take a wall outlet plug it in, and there's an electrical connection. Exactly. Bam. There's no, like, Rubik's Cube to this shit. Like, come on, man. Women looking for like a fucking Rubik's Cube.
Because we're old as shit, man.
I guess.
We're just like, can we just do this?
Women are like, yeah, put a little bit more work on this. I'm like, do I though? Do I? Because I'm close.
All right,
I'm close.
Get out the wire hanger. I'll choke you. I told you I would.
Oh, jeez. That's dark, son. Wire hanger. Jesus.
Whatever type of hanger you're into. Rubber hose? I don't know.
I think that question is fucking hilarious. I'm
stuffed animal? Whatever.
Yeah, that's what I call it too, the stuffed animal. You know what's hilarious too? The difference between like men and women too is that women are usually like, they like compliments. Like, you'll often find that women enjoy like getting compliments, whether it's like, oh no, you look good, or hey, I appreciate you doing this for me, or whatever the compliment is, right? And oftentimes that could be like a tip. Like a verbal tip. Like, if you go to a restaurant and they're like, oh, you can leave a tip. Well, I like to, sometimes give verbal tips post-sex.
Oh, I do that normally. I'm like, your driving sucks. Don't ever drive again.
No, I mean post-sex, dog. You just be like...
Like, you're doing shitty at your job. Find a new one.
Wow. Not that kind of tip. That's a negative tip, dog. No, I'm looking for positive tips. So I'll be like, that was blankety blank was good today. I'll get into specifics and be like, I like when you did that and this. But you know what? Guys are different. When you did
Can't see the hand motion I just did, but it's very inappropriate.
I like it when you went north and south with your head occasionally. You know what I'm saying? A little too much. But anyways, but you know what's different for a guy, because we're visual creatures? You know what the tip for a guy, ladies? This is a tip for you, ladies. How to make a guy's day. You know how you make a guy's day?
Mm.
Give that dude a tip. And you know what the tip is for the dude?
Mm-hmm.
Just leave those panties. Be like, here you go. These are for you. Bam. What? And it's like almost like a trophy thing for a guy. It's like,
that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to nail them up on my wall when I get home.
It's just like...
World collectible figure, pair of panties.
Like, just leave the panties. Like,
I'm like, which one costs the most? When I get visited, which one costs the most? These panties. That's a Red Lobster dinner.
Like, that's what it was. It cost a lot of money.
That was a Red Lobster dinner plus drinks.
That
was expensive as hell.
Yep.
Expensive as hell.
Plus, if a girl is thinking ahead that she's going to get with you, she's probably wearing nice panties. So then you get the good shit. Because otherwise, if she's not prepared, then you're just kind of like, fuck, I don't want these.
Wow.
No, you know where that came from? I was watching House, and the black doctor guy, I can't remember his name. He sleeps with a pharmacy tech chick, and then he's just kind of like, she leaves, and he's like, getting ready to go to work or whatever, and then he like reaches into the bed or whatever. She left him his panties, and he had like a smile on his face, and I was like, see, that's a tip for a guy. That's a tip.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Because that's just hilarious. Because as a woman, where you don't have panties on. So she did it intentionally. Boom. See, brought him a smile to his face. Worth it. Even if later he's just like, here you go, I'm going to give these back to you. But it still brought a smile to his face.
That happened one time on Boy Meets World.
Did it? Dude, I need to rewatch that show.
So one time, what's his name, Mr. Turner is sleeping with one of the female teachers, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so she, they're in the cafeteria, and she's like, oh, what's his name, Will? She's like, oh, Will, you left these in my... you left these at my house. Or something like that.
I vaguely remember this.
And they're in a brown paper bag. And he's like, well, you can't be bringing these to me right here. She's like, oh, calm down. They're in a lunch bag, so nobody knows anything about it. And then Mr. Feeney's like, oh, that's very nice. You brought him lunch. And he's like, oh, it's not something I can eat. And he's like, oh, then what is it then? And they just look at him. And he's like, oh. He's like, all right, we'll carry on then.
Dude, that show was pretty good, man.
Savage.
I missed that show.
Yep. There you go, man. So
that's all. That's my tip of the week, man. That's a tip for the ladies, Tip for the men if you want to give you a verbal tip,
What's a verb? Give a verbal tip for the men.
For the men to give to women?
Yeah.
Like
grow an extra inch.
Oh, fuck. I need you to get harder. No. You're thinking. Why are you going negative with this, dog? You're going very negative here.
I'm just trying to give you some ideas.
You're going dark as shit.
You got some. You're on the roll today. You got all that.
You're like your stamina sucks. You gotta do some cardio.
You don't look like Creed in the trailer.
Wow, I've had a picture of Aquaman just to get off.
In that orange suit, looking all goofy and shit. Still.
Yeah, man. I don't know if I'd go dark. You got to go positive tip. Positive, complimentary tip.
To end on.
To what? To a woman?
Yeah, to a man. To give to a woman.
A man to give to a woman?
Yeah.
You just be like, it's like, damn, babe. Damn it. You're putting me on the spot. I hate doing this shit on the spot. You just be like, that hip movement, though, it's on point.
There you go.
There you go. It's kind of leaves a little bit to the imagination. Still kind of letting you know you did a good job.
You're all vague as hell.
Even if
it's not true.
Or what you could do is you can go to Walmart and go to the stationery section, and then get those fucking star stickers, and then just put one on her forehead. Click. Good job today.
There you go.
There you go. You get a little star today.
Give him a little stuffed animal.
There you go. You get a smiley face today. That's your score of the day. Click.
This little puppy.
You can have a green frog today.
Hmm?
That means it was okay, but you could have tried harder.
Too much teeth.
Oh, dark. Anyways, that's all I got, man. You got anything else?
No. I have one more thing, but I would kind of fit in there, but I'll do it later.
All right, we'll call it quits for today. But as always, all our shit's on the description. If you're listening to this on iTunes,
give them the list of everything we're on.
We're on everything, dog. We are on iTunes, on YouTube, on TuneIn, on Stitcher, on Spotify, on TuneIn. I think I said that already. Google Play and iTunes.
Good
and
Lord, that's a lot.
It's a lot of shit, man. Dog. I'm
anything you're missing?
I'm all up in your ear holes all over the place. All right, so if you come up to me and you're like, I don't know how to listen to your podcast, I'll be like, you're a fucking liar, or you're not trying hard enough. Listener. Yeah, you're not trying hard enough. All right, because I'm on everything. If you got a Google phone, all right, an Android phone, you should be able to get on any sort of application and download it. And if you're on Google, you should just have that. What is it? Google Play.
Yeah, Google Play.
And then just search for podcasts on there. If you have an Apple phone, I question your sanity. But if you have an Apple phone, just go to the iTunes app and search for the podcast.
If they have an Apple phone, maybe they're about that whole life.
Wow, Jesus. I don't know if I say that, but
I would definitely say that about that whole life.
So I'm everywhere. All right, we're everywhere. So you can go in there and search and get that subscription going. Rate it, drop a rating. Why not? You're already there. You can drop a fucking 5 stars. Maybe you can go and send this over to your buddy. Be like, listen to this at like 3 minutes. He talks about like giving tips and how to, help out a chick.
You talk about giving tips. That's right.
Yeah. Go show some friends some love and laughter.
It's educational.
Yeah, man. What else? That's all I got. We'll be back next week. But if you want to listen to more podcasts, go on any of those fucking ones I mentioned and just go check them out. We got 110 of these motherfuckers. We got a lot of stuff.
That's a lot.
If you work an 8-hour job, you listen to 80 of these, and I'm sure your day is going to go by way faster, and you're going to have more fun.
8 of these a day. That's a lot of debauchery, man.
That's a lot of shit that I've said that I can never run for office because of.
They're gonna prosecute us in like 30 years, like they're doing all these guys.
Probably. They're going to be like, you said what? And I'm like, sir, it's under the educational section, but technically it's a comedy podcast. You can't tell me I did anything wrong. I was speaking to a microphone. It's not like a girl was next to me.
Like sometimes.
It's like, what about those times that you had a woman on the podcast? I didn't say those things to her.
Like I asked her if she wanted to be choked with the
She
wire
said no,
hanger.
and I respected that, sir.
I choked her with my
respect it.
hand. Jeez,
I got like a football
permission.
player grip. You know what I'm saying? I got like... Anyways.
I grabbed that whole basketball.
Palming it.
Palm it.
That's it, ladies and gents. We'll see you guys next Monday. If you want more throwback shit, check it out. Check out iTunes or all the other ones. And either if we're caught up. If we're not, go listen to those. See you guys next Monday.